Right now, our market is looking like it's setting up to really drop today. Um, so on my NQ on the right side, I've got my Asia high charted out at 11:30 p.m. 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Asia low is charted out down here at 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, and look how far our Asia range pushed up after that Nvidia earnings. Pretty strong push up. Okay, you can see the market is still dumping right now. Market open. I expect us to continue to dump here. We'll see what happens. I'm going to chart out my London high, London low real quick. Remember, it's 2 to 5. 2 to 5 a.m. Eastern. And guys, I'm not worried about missing out on the initial dump because I think we're really going to be able to still catch on a really solid move here this morning, especially if we create this 15-minute bearish breaker. We'll still be able to catch an amazing move. I know we're dumping like crazy right now. So looking for our London highs and lows. We didn't really move much during London session. Looks like that's our high. Our high is right here at 3:15 a.m. So London high there. Looking for London low. Looks like it's down here at 4:45 a.m. Okay, so I would expect price to come target London low. I would expect price to come target Asia low. I'm expecting a big drop in the market today, as we're seeing already. Look at how we got a smart money reversal on the 1 minute up here. Smart money reversal. Ever since then, we have just been dumping. Okay, so now what I'm looking for, and we might not have to wait very long to get involved in this, guys. We do have this 4-hour bullish imbalance down here, but this market is dumping really hard. So I'm going to start already looking for shorts. We just got to make sure we're getting the right entry because the price is very volatile. In London, let's see, how much did we move? How many points did we move in London? Let's see. Well, we moved, yeah, post kill zone London, we did move a lot. I was just talking about kill zone. During our London kill zone, we didn't move too much, but during London session overall, yes, we did. Okay, so remember we have our flash PMI coming out at 6:45 Pacific, 9:45 Eastern. All right, so flash manufacturing and flash services. Typically, we want to see those both rate higher than a 50 on the scale. So one is projected 50.1, one's projected 51.5. If we see anything below that, I'm expecting the market to dump even more. Again, we've moved so far up with Nvidia earnings. I want to see the market continue to go low. We can see over here on ES we're already taking out those lows. We're in that 4-hour busy. So it looks like right now we're really trying to rebalance the market. We're trying to head down for these lows. We got this big volume gap down here that I could see us going down to try to fill down beneath our Asia low. Right, we got that volume gap right here. Typical after big earnings, right? We typically see a volume gap in the market. Okay, so I'm looking at the 5-minute right now. We continue to head down, right? We can start looking for entries on this 1-minute time frame. I mean, look how strong of a drop we got on this market open. First 2 candles, pretty strong drop. Okay, so now I'm honestly just looking for these types of entries off of our 1-minute fair value gaps, and just waiting to see what kind of reactions we get off of them. Right? If we come up into them and dump. The hard thing about today is we're going to have very, it's going to be hard to have good stop losses because we can see how aggressive price is moving. So, like on this 1-minute candle, we moved about 85 ticks, or actually closer to 100 ticks on that. So our entries are going to be difficult. I would advise on a day like today maybe to scale down a little bit. Maybe scale down a little bit. Be able to give yourself a little bit more room on these trades. Because if you are still going in heavy, and sometimes we're going to need to keep a little bit bigger of stops than 50 ticks. Okay, so if you see this, the 4-hour I'm talking about, but look at that wick. Look at the wick on the 4-hour. I expect this to continue to go down. We have to push through this 4-hour bullish imbalance here, through this one down here, and then all the way down to that volume gap. if we're going to keep on dumping, which it looks like we are, right? But we just got to make sure we're getting the right entries. We're not just chasing price, but we're getting really solid entries. And then once we can get that solid entry, guys, we have a lot of reward to catch. We got a lot of reward to catch, you know, all the way down to our London low here, down to our Asia low, right? We're still like 300 plus ticks away from Asia low. So we've still got a lot of reward here. Okay, we're back in VWAP. I want to see us get a reaction off of this imbalance up here, this 1 minute imbalance. If we're going to push through really aggressively, you're not going to see me jump into a trade. But if we do start seeing an aggressive bounce off of that, you know, I'll start looking for shorts. We just got to see what happens down here. We got some SMT at the lows. We can see that ES has already pushed through these lows while NQ has not, so we have to be careful here. Okay, but I'm just waiting to see what kind of reaction we get. If we get a strong reaction here, I will start looking to get in the shorts. You know, just testing it out with a light position. Just waiting to see what kind of reaction we get. Don't want to get caught in the fake out move. Don't want to get caught in a fake out move, but we are under VWAP. I'm going to get an entry there, guys. I just got an entry in the shorts, half a lot. See, and this is the tough part. We're getting filled pretty low. Getting filled pretty low here, so I just got half a lot entry, 18,942.75. So it's going to be the hard thing about today is getting tougher entries. So I'm going to keep my stop above at 55 ticks, just above VWAP, so we don't have a lot of room, which is the risk that we have to take today if we're going to trade. 18,956.50 is going to be my stop. So just remember, we did get that SMT at the lows, so we got to be careful here. We really got to see us start to push through this 4 hour. Right, we could look to take a first TP just at these lows at like 55 ticks if we can drop here. Right, and there's a reason I'm only going in half a lot. I'm just testing out these shorts to see how strong they really are before our news comes out, and then if this one doesn't work out, I'll wait until our news does come out to take another trade. Like if we get stopped out here, I'll give this one another, 10 minutes, 15 minutes until our news does release. Okay, because we do see that SMT at the bottom, right? So we'll see if we're going to push through VWAP or not. Still haven't gotten stopped out. We're getting close to my stop here. See if we can get a reaction. Need to see that reaction off VWAP happen right now. And really see us start pushing for those lows one more time. I just want to catch one more drop before that news comes out. And what we can do is, if we can catch that drop, I would like to hold my position through the news to see if we're really going to dump. But that's only if we've already caught a good amount of ticks on this trade. Because right now we can see that we're not really doing that. We're trying to kind of push up a little bit. So remember, just half a lot so far, not a full lot. But I'm willing to test these shorts out when we see how aggressive they are. We'll see. We're still staying below VWAP. We don't have a lot of room with our stop loss, obviously. I got filled low, which today is going to be very hard to get filled where we want to get filled because of how volatile our market's going to be. So we'll see what happens here. I'll let you know if I do want to add into a full. I might not want to add into a full just yet. Okay, we're back to break even. Let's see if we can get a breakthrough here. Remember, you could take your first TP just around a 1-to-1 if you want at 55 ticks. If we do get that aggressive drop right into that 4 hour, you could wait and see if we're going to push through the 4 hour down to London low. You could get out of this trade if you're not really wanting to be in it, if you don't really like the setup. And here's the deal, we do have this 5-minute closing. We might try to come up into the 5-minute imbalance above. So remember that. We are in profit now. Okay, that's a pretty good dump here. Pretty good dump. Let's see if we can really get some follow through. Remember, this low right here is already 55 ticks. So we just hit 49 ticks already. All right, so you could take your first TP down here if you want. You could take a 1-to-1. You keep holding. I'm only in half a lot. I kind of want to keep holding this. I'm probably just move my stop to break even pretty soon. All right, there we go. We're dumping pretty hard. You guys could take that first TP if you want. Take that first TP if you want. I'm just going to move my stop to break even at this point and see how far it wants to drop. If I get stopped at break even, I'm completely okay with that. I don't really care. I don't really care. We have 5 minutes until news. All right, so if you wanted to take that first TP, you could take it. Remember, I didn't add into a full, but we did just hit 80 ticks. We did just hit 80 ticks, but we're now bouncing off that 4-hour imbalance, so we got to be careful here. Got to be careful. You know what? I'm just going to take one contract off here. So I just sold one contract. Stop is still at break even. All right, so winning trade here, break even stop. And that is 115 ticks we've caught so far. So honestly, if we keep dropping, guys, if we keep dropping, I'll just let my one contract ride. And I'll move my stop a little bit into profit, and I'll let it ride through the news. I'm down for that because as long as I have my stop in profit, it'll cover slippage. As long as your stop is in profit, you know, it could cover some of that slippage. So it's however you're willing to trade it. Remember, we are in that 4-hour imbalance, so we're gonna have to see us really drop through that and really push through this 4-hour bullish imbalance. I mean, so far we've caught a lot of ticks on this one. All right, 115 ticks. Slippage is where your stop doesn't get filled where you want it to get filled, and that happens when we're very volatile. So price will kind of push right through your level, and you won't get your position won't sell where you want it to. So that's when news comes out. You want to have, if you're gonna be in a trade, you want to have your stop in profit to cover that slippage just in case. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is right before the news comes out, as long as we're sitting down here, I'll move my stop into profit, and I'll just let this one go with one contract. Right, because it's a winning trade either way. You know, we've already caught 124 ticks. So this is what I'm looking for, is us to come all the way down to Asia low, down into that gap for around 360 ticks. So far, really good start, yeah. So we've got about 2 minutes until that news. I'm hoping we continue to stay low. I want us to stay low so that I don't get stopped out. We'll see what happens. Either way, I'm happy with this winning trade. I'll probably move my stop a few ticks into profit here. So I just moved my stop to 18,940. Just a few ticks into profit. 18,940 right there. There we go, Chris. Yeah, and if you guys want to get out completely, you can, guys. We hit over 120 ticks, so we just hit 125 ticks. So if you want to get out, just get out. You can sell your whole position if you don't want to hold. All right, I'm willing to let this one hold through the news. I'll most likely get stopped out if we continue to push up towards it. But even if I do, I still have a few ticks of profit in there. So, but yeah, guys, if you want to sell completely, you're still over 100 ticks, or we're around 100 ticks right now. So, still a great trade. We'll see if it wants to come and stop me out first. And if it does, it does. Oh well. And then I won't get a re-entry right at the news, but I'll wait to see what that news does. And then we can look for entries after the news plays out a little bit. But you can see us bouncing off that 4-hour imbalance down here. This is that 4-hour I was talking about. Look at that bounce we're seeing so far. That's that bounce we're seeing so far. But with such an aggressive drop today, I'm willing to let this one play out, which most likely, guys, I will get stopped out here. We'll see. News comes out in 20. So just make sure your stop is in profit, at least in profit, if you're gonna hold this one, or just get out completely. But you know, I only have one contract in. I'm down to just kind of see what happens. I already took profit in my trade. My stop's in profit. And if we get a big drop, then I'll catch a nice reward on this. So there we go, there we go. Okay, we're dropping. I'm just waiting to see, moving my stop a little bit more into profit above that high. Oh man, I thought we were gonna continue down. So I just moved my stop to 18,935.25. So just above this high. If you guys want to sell, you can sell. Looks like we're gonna come back up. Are we gonna come back up and stop me? Are we gonna come back up and stop me? I'm only in one contract right now, guys. I'm in one contract. Let's see. See, and I have a lot. I'm covering all slippage right now. We got very close to coming down. We're still trying to figure out this news right now. Let's see if we can check out what happened. If those numbers have been updated. Okay, they both. Oh wow, they both beat projections, guys. So they both beat projections. We might see the market pump a little bit here. We might see the market pump. So if we get one more dump, I'll just sell everything. If not, I'll get stopped out here. We'll see. I'm still in profit. If we get one more strong dump, I'll just sell everything. I'll sell my contract. PMI did beat projections, which we would think would take us up. Alright, so I'm just kind of chilling here. I'm okay with just leaving this one just in case we do get one more drop. And then I'll just sell it down here. But right now this 4 hours holding strong. We did get positive news. So I could see the market kind of pumping here. Remember, if you want to sell everything, you can sell everything. Got to get stopped out here. Very close to getting stopped. Very close. See if we can get one more dump and I'll just sell and get out. One more. I just want to take out that wick. I just want to take out this wick down here. Sell everything. I might just get out here, guys. I just got out. I'm just going to sell. I just sold. I'm out. I'll call it. I don't care. Even if we do dump here, I'll call it. After seeing us get positive news, I'd rather just get out. We're sitting in that 4 hour imbalance. And if we dump, we dump. Either way, still caught over 100 ticks on that trade. Yeah, I mean, I just sold at 115 ticks, about 114 ticks. So I'm good. I'm good getting out. Guys, if that news would have came out negative, you would have seen me hold this. But since it came out positive, I was down to just kind of get out. Look at that. And there's the dump. There's the dump. It's okay. No FOMO here, guys. No FOMO. We still caught a very nice trade on that one. Very nice trade. Very, very nice. Who held that or who got in that trade with me from the initial entry? Anybody? Anybody? There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Come on. Come on. That's how we do PMI. That's how we do PMI right there. That's how we do PMI. I mean, we caught 100. Oh, wow. That was 204 ticks just now. Looks like we might be heading for more. But from that initial one, we caught 180 ticks. At the bottom, I ended up selling full TP at 114 ticks. I will take it. I'll take it. Yeah, and if we dump, we dump. It's okay. I was willing to just get out with my profit. Right, like I said, if that news did come out negative, or I would have held for sure. But seeing us beat projections on PMI, I wouldn't be surprised if we did try to retrace a little bit in this market. But if we look over here, man, we are dumping on ES too. Crazy. ES already took out Asia low. ES took out Asia low. Let's see in the 5 minute. I mean, we might keep heading down for the opening gap. I do want to see if price is going to retrace a little bit though. But I mean, if you're still holding, as long as your stop loss is in profit, you can keep holding this one. You could definitely keep holding this one. I mean, we've got, this is over 200 ticks now. Remember that next target would be that Asia low down here in that volume gap, which is about 358 ticks away from our original entry. Man, we just keep going down. We keep going down. Yeah, the VIX is pumping, pumping, pumping. DXY looks like, yeah, we're pumping. Yeah, we might just keep heading down here. So I mean, this trade has now hit 280 ticks. 280 ticks. We're almost to that 350 tick mark. Wow, look at that. Look at that. If you sold, don't get FOMO. It's okay. There's going to be more opportunities. I would look for a reentry. Let's say we don't reach that Asia low and we come back up maybe to this 1 minute order block here. You know, maybe I would look for a reentry at that 1 minute OB, catch it right back down, but we're looking like we're already going to take out Asia low. Ooh, wow, look at that dump. Hey, and we can always, guys, everybody's probably looking at their screen if they did sell and they're like, I would have made that much money, I would have made that much money. You can't think that way. You just got to think that you got to win. You realized that you wanted to sell, you wanted to take your profit and move on. Move on. Don't let that FOMO hit. I know it's hard. It's hard not to let it. Right, since we haven't reached that Asia low just yet, you could always look for a re-entry back at that 1 minute order block. It's just hard to get that risk. So we're creating that 15-minute bearish breaker here as well. High, low, higher, high. Displacement of the lows. All right, so that lowest down close candle here on the 15 would be that bearish breaker. Oops. This one right here. That would be that bearish breaker right there. Right, at this point, I wouldn't, although we did just touch on that fair value gap, I still wouldn't get an entry all the way down here because we're almost at our target already. So ES has filled that volume gap. I mean, so far from our initial entry, this trade has hit 351 ticks. I don't know if anybody still held that. Hey, but either way we caught a winning trade. I'm not upset. I mean, I went in half a lot, and I'm I'm still up a lot, so I'm okay with that. I kept light risk on that, and we're still able to catch a lot of profit. All right, we're almost reaching our target. Half a lot for me is 2 minis today. 2 minis going full, 4 minis full lot, but I wasn't ready to risk it all. I wasn't ready to risk 4 minis on this today until I really saw that drop, and you know by that time it wasn't, you know, it was too late. So we just hit that Asia low. We're now in that volume gap. So 350 ticks have been hit. 378, not to give anybody FOMO. So pretty nice, pretty kind of simple idea today. We just took that fair value gap entry and took the drop. Pretty sick. Did anybody continue to hold all the way down to Asia low, or did everybody pretty much sell? A profit. Oh man, I know guys, it's hard. These are the ones that are hard because it's almost impossible not to give FOMO. especially when you see that much of a drop after. But we didn't lose. We still won. We still won. We stuck to our plan. We're good. We are good. So now I'm kind of just waiting to see if we get some retracement. We already took out our target, but we are forming that 15-minute bearish breaker, 1 hour bearish breaker here. High, low, higher, high. Let's see. Let's see if we have any other news coming up. So in 4 minutes, we do have an orange folder event. We have new home sales. New home sales, which obviously we won't see as much of an impact as our PMI, but we still will probably see a little bit of an impact. And then our other news is all yellow folder stuff. So in a few minutes, we're going to have that new home sales news come out, so be careful there. Be careful there. Hey, the good thing that we can take out of today is that we got involved. We caught a good trade. On any other day, everybody would be completely satisfied, right? But today, because it did end up dropping so much, I understand that some people are a little bit mad. But as long as we stuck to our plan, you gotta keep that FOMO. You gotta keep that FOMO away. Exactly. There's always going to be more trades, especially today, guys. I think we're still gonna have some more opportunity today to catch some good trades. But yeah, I mean that's a pretty solid trade to me. I'll take that win any day of the week. Yeah, you guys typically don't see me trade that, that early, but today I knew that news was coming out and I had a feeling that we were going to drop. So that's why you saw me get an entry pretty quick into our session. Typically I usually wait till after 6:45 Pacific. But no, today I knew we saw that drop already happening pre-market and we kind of knew it was happening. So yeah, we got involved. Pretty solid. Man, we might keep dropping. I don't even know if we're gonna retrace at all. We are in that volume gap now. We're in that volume gap. This hour candle is about to close. I mean, we can see that it completely displaced all these fair value gaps here. Created a bearish breaker on the 1 hour, on the 30 minute, on the 15 minute. So, I mean, everything to me still looks bearish. We'll see if we want to continue down or if we're going to kind of rebalance the market after taking our AM target already. Yeah, I mean, typically we don't see our AM target taken out this quick, but we had PMI, so makes sense. Post NVIDIA earnings, a lot of stuff moving the market today. But these are some of my favorite days to trade, guys, because it's not like FOMC where you're going to get a 100-point spike in the wrong direction before it keeps going. Right, we just see a little bit of volatility and then we're able to still catch a trade because we still respected our levels with this news coming out. So I love trading PMI. I think it's not like I won't get an entry right at PMI, but like I said, if we're in an entry already, that's an entry that I'll continue to hold. Obviously, in hindsight, yeah, maybe it would have been better if I held. Yeah, I know. And that's why I sold because I saw PMI numbers come out. They outperformed, so I was like, you know what? We might see a little reversal here. I'm just gonna get out and take my profit, but we kept dumping. So, okay, let's see. We're getting that bounce off that volume gap. Hourly candle just closed. I mean, look at the hourly completely displacing everything. Let's see what we do when we come back up into these resistance levels. Since we already did take out our sell side target, we've already balanced or filled half of our volume gap. We got to be careful now. We're seeing that strong push up right now. Okay, we're in that 1 minute fair value gap here. Looks like price is trying to come right back up. Let's see over here. ES completely displaced that volume gap. So our next target, if shorts were going to keep going, would be our yesterday's low. Right, so on NQ, yesterday's low, we see down here at 18,684.25. Right, so if we were going to keep going down, that would be our next target. We are in silver bullet. We did just take a lot of our sell side liquidity, so we might see a little bit of a reversal here. Just kind of waiting to see what impact we get off these imbalances above. Let's see, DXY. Yeah, DXY and the VIX are going down. You are correct. Now this is where it gets a little bit trickier, guys, because we've got a lot of resistance levels now, right, that we're still respecting. Look how we're respecting that 1 minute fair value gap right now. Look at the 5 minute touching up into that fair value gap, dropping. Now we just got to see, are we going to continue to drop, or are we going to respect these bullish levels like this 1 minute fair value gap we just formed? All right, we can see if price is going to head back up, back up to our 15 minute and hourly breaker, or if price is just going to continue to dump down, right? So I'm not ready to long this market. It's too bearish for me to assume that this is the reversal right now. It looks like we're still trying to head down. And let's say we do take out this low on the 1 minute, we form another 1 minute bearish breaker, high, low, higher, high, right? We can use that as a new resistance level to then catch the shorts maybe down to yesterday's low if we're going to continue down. I mean, nothing is stopping ES right now. I know we saw the VIX going down, but now the VIX and DXY are trying to head back up. Just kind of waiting to see, are we going to come back down and displace these lows? Right, and then we, lowest down close candle here. Oh, what happened to that? Use a different color here. So we'll see, do we continue to respect our bullish levels, or are we going to come down? Just waiting to see. Just waiting to see here. We don't need to rush into any other trade yet. I mean, if you want to rush into a trade, you can. I'm not looking to do that. I'm not looking to do that. I'm waiting for another good setup to where we really know if price is really trying to go down and take out our next external liquidity at yesterday's low, or if this is actually going to be that reversal where we come back up into that 15 minute and 1 hour bearish breaker up here. So far we're respecting that 1 minute fair value gap. You can see right here, this is that 1 minute fair value gap we're respecting. Right. So we're back into that 5 minute. Yeah, and I would be looking for another short setup if we were to come back down, take out these lows, Yeah, create a fair value gap, exactly. That's a setup I would be looking for in the shorts because we still have one more target on the sell side. But after taking out our main target in Asia low and filling that volume gap a little bit, that's why you don't really see me jumping to get in shorts again, because it looks like we're trying to push back up just a little bit. All right, so we might see these longs come right back up, at least to that breaker up top. Just got to see what happens. Gonna be patient. We're already in profit, not looking to risk a ton. Just want to get a good setup. Okay, if you're already in profit today, don't get into that mindset that you need to keep trading, you need to make a ton of money. That's how you end up at break even again, or that's how you end up in the red. Just focus on trying to catch an A+ setup with good risk management, and if that A+ setup does not happen, then we don't trade and we end the day green. So right now we're just kind of chilling. Got to wait for something to happen. You can see we're just kind of chopping here. We're still getting reaction off that 5-minute imbalance above. Right, but I would still need to wait for a break of structure again back to the downside to give me that conviction to get back in the shorts. We didn't get SMT down here. Looks like we're just trying to pick a direction. Let's see what our latest news said. Okay, so our latest news really missed the mark. New home sales is a lot lower. It was projected at 677K and it came out at 634K. Our previous was 665, so we might see price continue to drop here. Some negative news. Why do you only have 1 day remaining to pass? You just don't want to pay that fee again? But if... Dang, look at that. That's crazy. Look, that's awesome. Okay, so we're just ranging right now. We're just chilling here. We're just waiting for a breakout either side. So if you don't have, okay, I'm confused because if you don't pass it, wouldn't you just have to buy a new account anyways? Or do you have other accounts that you're already trading as well? I mean, I would never advise trying to full port an account or anything. Are you saying because you're gonna have to pay another monthly fee on your XFA that's what you don't want to pay? I mean, for me, I'm not advising anything in terms of trying to pass an account in 1 day. That's one you're gonna have to decide if that's what you want to do. Okay, we're really pushing up now. We're starting to break structure. I'm starting to think long. Yeah, exactly, KT. Starting to think long here. If we leave a nice fair value gap entry, that would be great. And if we run away from me, we run away. That's okay. I'll look to take shorts again back up the top. Back in that 15 minute right here. Strong push back up. Back into that 1 minute OB. Again, I'm not going to chase any longs or anything, but if we do, if the longs continue, I would expect us to try to push back up into that 15 minute bearish breaker, and then I'd want to see if we get another reaction off that 15 minute, I would look for more shorts up here. Yeah, the longs, well, that's what I'm expecting to see if the longs are really going to push. If the longs do push aggressively through this breaker, you're not going to see me get an entry. But if we see a nice reaction off this level, especially after having more negative news in the market, we might see us come back down. But again, we've already hit our main AM target. Okay, so a nice entry over here could be this 1 minute fair value gap we just formed in the longs. All right, try to catch the longs back up. I'm gonna probably look for a long entry here, just in half a lot. All right, I just got a long entry in half a lot. We'll see if we continue to respect this imbalance. It's that silver bullet. We might come back up and try to target some buy side liquidity. Try to catch it back up at least into that 15 minute. So just half a lot again. I'm going to keep a 50 tick stop down to the bottom of that fair value gap, 18,879. Okay, it's a good reaction off of it so far. Actually, my entry is a little bit higher, so 9.4. So I'm going to keep my stop a little bit higher now. I'm going to keep it at 45 ticks at 18,882.75. So I'm only in half a lot. 45 tick stop here. See if we can get some follow through. We got to push through this 1 minute order block. See if we can push this back up. We're kind of getting a strong reaction here. I wanted to keep my stop beneath the fair value gap, but again, I'm not gonna. My entry was up here, so I'm not gonna keep my stop, at like 60 ticks. I'm down with 45 ticks right now. I'm good with that stop. So just half a lot. I'm willing to give it a shot here. See if we can get that pump. Pump up to VWAP. Back up to that 15 minute breaker. Again, if you did add into a full, or if you want to take TP, you could look to take TP up at above the 1 minute order block. You could look to take it at 2-to-1 at 90 ticks here. We are pushing pretty nice, pretty good. See if we can keep pushing through. I'll probably look to take first TP at a 2-to-1 around 90 ticks. I know I'm in half a lot, but I can still take some profit. Yeah, I think this is really going to be, I think 2 minis today will be my full lot, honestly. It was my half a lot, but at this point, I'm probably not willing to risk more than 2. Okay, so we created that 2 minute imbalance below with an order block. So if we do touch into that, I want to see a nice reaction back up. We're also creating an order block, it looks like, on the 5. Well, we just opened the 5, so we'll see. 15-minute closed very strong to the upside. We do have a fair value gap above, so we're going to have to push through that fair value gap here. So, I mean, honestly, a good TP could be at this 15-minute fair value gap. You know, maybe at the 50% level, around 57 ticks. I'm just going to take one contract off, honestly, at this point. Oh, what just happened? I don't know what just happened. So I sold one. I'm still in one, but my break even moved all the way up for some reason. Oh, you know what I did, guys? Okay, I'm out completely. Again, Tradeovate's really not my best friend lately. So I'm out. I would keep holding this though, personally. I would at least take profit here. I accidentally it made me triple click when I tried to single click it, and then it got me into a short position. I was like, why am I in the red right now? Okay, so I'm out. I just took full TP. But again, if you want to take that one first TP here, you can. We just hit about 80 ticks. We just hit 80 ticks on that from our original entry. Yeah, that's pretty frustrating, not going to lie. But again, I was still going to take my profit there. I just wanted to have my stop at break even and still give it a chance. Well, I guess that was a good sell. I guess Tradeovate was trying to help me out there. Okay, we're seeing that reaction off that 15-minute imbalance. Either way, guys, like I said, you should have at least taken your profit and moved that stop to break even. So that's still another winning trade there. We can see how strong of a reaction we just got off that 15-minute. I wanted to see us try to push up into that bearish breaker above. Maybe I should have held that short position. So, I mean, it ended up being a good close, so I guess thank you, Tradeovate. I would have gotten stopped at break even anyways. But yeah, Tradeovate's been bugging out on me a lot lately. So we just got another bounce off that 1 minute bullish fair value gap here. So we'll see. I wanted to see if price would come back up into that 15-minute breaker. Right now we're kind of struggling to do that. We'll see, because we're getting that strong reaction above that 15-minute order block in that 15-minute fair value gap. See if the shorts want to come back in or if they're going to continue to try to push up. Could be a power of 3 here. If price is going to drop, right, that would be that power of 3, accumulation, manipulation, distribution down. And again, if we're going to come down and take out these lows, what's our next target, guys? Is that external liquidity down at yesterday's low. If we look at the daily candle, yesterday's low would be the next target level that I would be looking for. But, you know, I was expecting more retracement. We still could get that retracement back up. I was expecting us to move a little bit further, but we did create that imbalance above an order block, and we can see that reaction. We're getting back down. So we'll see. Either way, that's another win there. So that's 2 wins on the day. I think I ended up selling at like 70 ticks or something, so somewhere around that. So we got 2 wins on the day. Good start to our Thursday. Yeah, actually, I think we did an education on order blocks recently. It's on my YouTube. Let me see if I can find that link for you. And I put my YouTube videos into playlists for you guys. So I have a playlist for educational, I have a playlist for live trading, market open, and live trading prop firm sessions, so that you guys can navigate that. And also in the Discord, In the Discord, I also have the tabs for educational recordings and live recordings. So I'm looking through, yeah. So if you go into educational recordings, you can see I have a video called Order Blocks Explained. It's like the fourth one up. So that one, if you want to go check that one out, I talk all about order blocks in that. Sweet. All right, so I'm kind of just seeing how this market moves here, waiting to see a clear move. Yeah, I mean that 15 came up completely, came back down. Yeah, it looks like we're really trying to head back down here. We did displace that 5-minute bearish fair value gap here completely, but it is looking like we're trying to head back down. And like I said, we still have a bearish target on our external lows, so we could still look for another bearish setup. Let's see if we have any internal lows here that we could be targeting as well. Not a lot of internal lows here for us to target. It's really just that external yesterday's low. You know, on the 1 minute, we've got a swing low down here. So we are moving down very aggressively. We're back on that 1 minute bullish fair value gap. Again, this looks like a power of 3, accumulation, manipulation, distribution back down. So I'm honestly gonna start looking for shorts again. I mean, if we can close below the lows, we could catch a pretty good short opportunity here. Remember, I'm keeping my risk very light today. Well, relative to usual. Especially after taking 2 wins, I'm not trying to risk all my profits, guys. I'll risk a little bit of my profits if we have a good setup. We got that 1 minute SIBI here. We haven't broken these lows just yet, and we still are respecting the bullish fair value gap. But let's see if we can get a bounce off of this level, or if we're going to push right through it. Really got to see a strong reaction if we're going to get an entry, because we're still respecting the bullish fair value gap here. So I'm not in a rush to take another trade. I want to see a very clear setup here if we're going to take something. Look at that bounce we're getting off the 5-minute order block below. Okay, we're respecting that 1 minute. 1 minute bullish. Look at the bullish fair value gap. But this is that orange one right here. See that right here? That's that bullish fair value gap that we bounced from earlier. So that's why I was trying to be a little bit cautious here. But that's a nice bounce from the 1 minute bearish fair value gap. Still not looking to get an entry just yet. You could get an entry off that 1 minute, but I want to wait for more confirmation. Just seeing how our 5 minute is bouncing. Seeing how our 15 minute is bouncing. Yeah, I mean, if price is willing to go grab yesterday's low, yeah. I mean, from here, let's see how far that is. I mean, that's asking a lot of the market, but that is 747 ticks. Yes, let me share my charts. We'll see. I don't know if price is going to try to target yesterday's low. I mean, that is asking a lot of NQ today. That's pretty far away. But that would be our only next external target that I could see us try to go get. Just waiting to see if we're going to get another bounce from the bottom or if we're going to try to push through. Again, this entry would be a very aggressive, risky entry. I wouldn't really be willing to take this one. It's only on the 1 minute. 5 minute close with the bounce, with this 5 minute order block down below. I mean, if you're feeling risky, you could always look for this entry, but to me, that's just not the best. But yeah, we could come down and try to fill this gap, opening gap down here. And we're getting a nice bounce from that. We're just kind of bouncing between bullish and bearish for value gaps here on the 1 minute. So really going to be patient. Okay, and if we don't have another setup, we won't take another trade. Yeah, I do have a video about my top-down analysis, and that'll be under those educational recordings as well. And you can see me as we start to kind of move away. I'll start to kind of clear some of my stuff. Like you saw me get rid of, I don't know if you guys saw, I got rid of some, like a few lines and just different things to try to get uncluttered, right, in the charts. But I typically just like to chart out my higher time frame stuff, the more important levels. And then on these smaller levels, you'll see me kind of try to keep it as light as possible. I don't chart out every single little level that we see, but I do talk about them. Notice how we're bouncing again from that 1 minute down here. So, yeah, I mean, we're going to disrespect this 1 minute SIBI, or busy, or SIBI. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Let's see how the 1 minute closes. Looks like we're going to close above. Okay, so we disrespected that one. All right, so this is why we're waiting to take trades, because of this ranging price action we're seeing ever since and this is typical, guys. When we take out our target, like when we take out our AM target, which was that Asia low, we see ranging plenty of times while the market kind of figures out what the next move is, right? So we take out that initial target, we caught, some of that trade, and now it's just kind of ranging, kind of just chilling here, waiting to see what that next target is going to be, right? And if it was a silver bullet, we would expect price to push up and try to take out some highs up top. But right now we have not been strong enough to do that. 15-minute closes here in 2 minutes. I'll still look for another trade here. I'll give it a little bit more time. Just see what's going on. But I don't feel the need to keep trading. We've already taken 2 wins. Did we get SMT at the lows on the 1 minute? Yeah, we did get that SMT. ES barely took out that low here, and Q did not. We'll keep respecting that 1 minute bullish for value gap down here. The masterclass is going to be more of a personal class where I'm going to be really following your specific trading, where I'm going to figure out where you're at in your trading, where you want to be. We're going to come up with goals. We're going to do homework. It's going to be more of like a one-on-one mentorship, but I'm going to be doing it with everybody that's a part of it. We're also going to really deep dive into some strategies. I mean, I deep dive into strategies every day. I'm not gatekeeping my strategy whatsoever, but the way that it's going to be different is just way more personal. I'm able to be way more personal with you guys. Yeah, it hasn't started. I'm still waiting to figure out when I'm going to start it. Right now, there's signups on the website just to join the wait list. So you can join the wait list if you want to. I have an option to just join the masterclass, or you could do the masterclass with a lifetime subscription. The masterclass alone will be 1,000, and the masterclass with a lifetime will be 1,500. Yeah, if you want to DM me, I might open up. I'll probably open up a way that we can do a financing. Um, I I don't know if I would get another entry based off of this 1 minute down here, and just my reasoning for that is we have touched into it a few times. It's been a strong level, but I don't really like the ranging right now. I kind of want to stay out for now. You could take that entry off the 1 minute because it has shown to be a strong support level. But the more and more we retest the level, the less I really want to use that as an entry. I really appreciate that, Sam. I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad to have you here. Yeah, so I mean, if we keep ranging like this, I probably will just end up staying out and not taking any more trades. All right, we already took out our AM target. There's not much more for us to do necessarily. We're not really setting up Silver Bullet just yet. I would think after taking out that sell side liquidity, we would try to head back up and grab some of these highs, which we might do. Have a good Thursday. Hey, let's go. My profit today is 12.94, and that's because I didn't I didn't go in very heavy, and I was really willing to just keep a light risk today. I mean 1,200 guys is still a lot of money. Still a lot of money, guys. I mean, if you think about it, we haven't taken any losses during our AM session this week, or we haven't had any losing days. Yesterday we didn't take any trades during our AM session. And the first 2 days I didn't catch much. I mean, $500 on Monday, about 800 on Tuesday. Today about 1,200, almost 1,300. So if you think about it, we're still up over 2 grand on the week. Which that profit is profit to me. I don't care about what the number is, and that's why I don't like talking about the numbers too much. If you guys ask me, I'll tell you, but I don't like talking about the numbers because people get too focused on the numbers and they lose what's really important, and that's just trading the right way. And when you guys hear my numbers too much, I don't want people, trying to base their trades off of what I'm trading. You know what I mean? I just want you guys to trade based off of what you should be risking. So that's why you don't really hear me talk about it too much. Not like I'm trying to hide it, but I don't want to focus on the numbers. I want us to focus on trading the correct way. Okay, so if this is Silver Bullet, I mean, we can see us getting a bounce again off that 15 minute here. But if we're thinking Silver Bullet on the 1 minute, right, we would be looking for these entries off these fair value gaps here. Right, like this right here. That would be an entry, 1 minute order block. But again, since we're ranging and we saw us drop right from that 15 minute earlier, I don't necessarily think I would take this entry. It could be a decent entry, but I don't like that we got to the top of this range that we formed and we saw another bounce. So it doesn't really make me want to jump into the longs, seeing us be at the top of that range. Look at the 15 minute, look at us bounce from that imbalance again. Well, I mean, it just depends, Deep. Like, how are you managing your trades? Because I try to be very, very, very clear on when I'm getting out. when I'm in a full lot, when I'm in a half lot, where my stop loss is, right? So I'm pretty clear about it. So I don't know why you would be losing when I'm winning. Maybe you're getting filled differently than me. Maybe you're not taking profit when I'm taking profit. There could be a few different reasons. Yeah, I mean, it could be that the entry, maybe you're not getting the same entry. So typically my full lot is 4 minis. But like today, I decided that I wasn't going to go more than 2 minis. I just decided to stay with 2. Lighter day. It just depends on the conditions. There's days that I'm going to go in heavier, and there's days that I'm going to stay very light. So, I mean, at this point, I don't know if I'll keep trading. We are bouncing off that 1 minute. So it looks like we're trying to get long here. I don't know if anybody took the longs off that 1 minute fair value gap. I did not. We did respect that 50%, but we just keep bouncing from that 15-minute bearish imbalance. Doesn't make me want to jump in. Yeah, exactly. Hey, and Jordan, if that's your plan, I respect that. You're figuring it out. That's great. That's great. It happens, yeah. I mean, we have to figure out, do we, like, if we want to let our trades run, well, you got to let your trades run. You got to stick to that plan. Got to stick to that plan. So look at that pump on the 1 minute. Pump on the 1 minute. We keep trying to push through that 15 and we can't really push through. No, not 4 minis on a 50K. No, guys, on our 50K accounts for our prop firm sessions, I'm trading 6 micros. At this point, guys, I don't know. I think I'm just going to call it. We're just kind of bouncing. I know we might push through here. The longs do look like they're trying to push through. But I just kind of want to take my profit and walk away. I'm happy with my profit today. I'm happy with that we have a winning day. Yeah, and that's a good. I like what you said there. Man, is it only? It's only 7:30. I thought it was later. Yeah, this is the silver bullet hour where it looks like we're trying to pump up for the highs. But we keep stalling at this 15-minute here. No, I have not. So January and February were 2 really bad months for me of trading. 2 really bad months. I don't remember exactly how much I was down, but they were not good months for me trading. I was kind of in one of those just mental funks. So yeah, January and February this month were not great, but after that started to pick back up, and from there it's been really solid. So we're trying to push through that 15-minute imbalance. I mean, if you got the entries in this fair value gap, you're sitting kind of good right now. Let's say you got an entry here. Yeah, I mean, that trade has hit about 68 ticks so far. You could take that TP at the high here that we just hit, 70 ticks. You could keep trying to hold up into that 15-minute breaker up here at these highs, about 150 ticks. Yeah, KT, you can shoot me a DM. You got in at 70. Oh, you got in at 70? You got all the way down here. Nice. Where's 70 right here? There we go. Well, you're sitting good, Pulenta. Okay, we keep getting displacement. But it's just this 15 minute that we can't push through. Can't push through. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to call it here, guys. I'm good. I'm done. I'm happy with my profit. I don't really necessarily want to take any more trades. If there's something that I see set up after the session, I'll still, look for something. I'll call it out to you guys. The 15-minute breaker is just above, up here. Look how we had high, low, higher high. We displaced the low. Technically a 15-minute unicorn. Lowest down close candle here. That's that breaker right here. So it's from 18.92875 up to 18.94375. Yeah, and that's the thing. I like to call out trades that if you guys are still wanting to trade, I'm still going to give you that opportunity and tell you what I'm seeing. But it doesn't mean I need to trade. I've already taken 2 trades today. My limit is typically 2 to 3 trades. I don't like to trade more than that. I'd be willing to take one more trade. But, I'm not really, like I said, the 15-minute imbalance above has been keep holding me from wanting to get back in. So I'd rather just kind of chill, take my profits, walk away. And that's what you got to learn to do. Got to learn to walk away. Take your profits. Don't overtrade. Don't risk all your money. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call it here. And again, I'll still look at the charts until our educational. And if there's something that I'm going to take or I'm looking that looks good, I'll call it out to you. Let's go. There we go, Polenta. That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. God bless everyone. Stay safe. I'll see you guys pretty soon for our educational session and then for our prop firm. All right, guys. Catch you soon. Peace.